This video is for you. Even if you never plan on buying a gun in your whole life, in a country like America where there's more guns than there are people, it's pretty likely that you're going to come into contact with one at some point. And if you do, I want you to be able to interact with it safely. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 rules that if you follow them all the time, they're going to keep you safe with any gun in any situation. So those 4 rules are: keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction, keep your finger up and away from the trigger unless you intend to press it, know the status of your firearm at all times, and positively identify your target. If you want to learn more about these 4 rules, I'm going to go more into depth with them right now. I'm going to use this semi-automatic H&K pistol for this demonstration, but these concepts will transfer over to any firearm system and any situation, whether you're in your home, at a gun show, or even using your firearm in a personal protection scenario. So let's get into it. You're going to keep the muzzle of your firearm pointed in a safe direction. So this part here is going to be pointed not at any part of your body and not at any part of anybody else's body that you don't want to put a hole into. Period. All the time. Doesn't matter what the status of the firearm is or anything. You got to follow that rule all the time. Another rule that we follow all the time, starting from when we pick up the handgun, is keeping our finger up and away from the trigger guard. So you can see my finger here is up and away from the trigger guard. If I were to look at it from the other side of the pistol, you can't see it through the trigger guard there. So that's how you know that it's appropriately up and away from the trigger. The reason we're doing that is so that we don't accidentally press the trigger when we don't want to. So moving on from there, rule number 3, know the status of your firearm at all times. That just means making sure that it's loaded or unloaded and that status is appropriate for the activity you're about to engage in. So for this video, I wanted my firearm to be unloaded. So the way that I did that was I removed the magazine, set that aside, locked the slide back, looked down through the ejection port, which is this cut in the slide where casings eject themselves during the firing cycle, and looked into the chamber of the barrel to see if there was anything in there. There isn't. You don't always want your guns to be unloaded. Sometimes you want them to be loaded, so you would do somewhat of the reverse of that process to load it up and get it wherever it needs to be, in your holster, in a lockbox by the side of your bed. But we'll go over that in another video. All I wanted to get across here was to make sure that it's loaded or unloaded and that that's appropriate for the activity you're about to engage in. Moving on from there, the 4th rule is positively identify your target. All that means is making sure anything that we're going to be shooting at is something we want to put holes into, because once you send the bullets out, you can't bring them back. We also want to make sure that everything around the thing that we're shooting at is nothing that we want to shoot either. So we don't want any people down there that we don't want to shoot. We don't want any animals in that direction we don't want to shoot. And we don't want any objects that could send bullets back at us, whether that's concrete, improper steel targets, other hard objects that could be downrange. So there you have it. Those are the 4 firearm safety rules. And if you follow all of those all the time with any firearm, it'll keep you safe. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have a question, send me a message, put it in the comments. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.